Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala.
All right, it's only 4 minutes after. I guess we're a minute early. That's good. It's always better to be early than late, right? 4 minutes after 11 o'clock. Nice looking morning, and I've got a really beautiful cookbook for you. And if you want kosher food, now I got your attention, didn't I? The Modern Menu is the title of this book. This could be considered a coffee table book. It's so beautiful. The Modern Menu says, as its subtitle, simple, beautiful, kosher, and it is written by our guest, Kim Kushner, and she's on the phone. Let me push this button and say good morning, Kim. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Where are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from New York City.
All right. Now, it says here you were raised in Israel. Is that right?
No, I was raised in Montreal.
In Montreal?
I was raised in Montreal. My mom was born in Morocco and raised in Israel.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds like a lot of food background.
Yes.
Especially Toronto, because Toronto is famous for its food, isn't it?
Montreal.
Montreal. I'm sorry, Montreal. I said the wrong one. Well, thank you for being on the air with us today. What is the forgive me for asking this, but how do you define kosher food? What is kosher food?
So you know what? I define it the most simple way I possibly can. Kosher food follows a set of dietary laws according to Judaism. There are some things you can eat, some things you can't eat, and there are just some restrictions, and it's just a set of guidelines.
Oh, okay. And so if this is important to you, then following the cookbook, you're in those guidelines.
Yes, absolutely. But you know what? The cookbook, a lot of non-Jewish and non-kosher people have been enjoying the cookbook because there's nothing about it that screams kosher. It just happens to be kosher.
Yeah, well, I can't think of anything that I've ever had that is kosher that I don't like. So
yeah,
I don't know. I'm always trying to figure it out because I look at the. I'm from New York originally too, and I remember going to get kosher things and never thinking twice about it. It was just part of what I grew up with, I guess.
Right.
So when you put the book together, were you did it start with like one recipe? Was there one thing you said, we should publish this recipe?
You know what? I've been teaching women in New York City how to cook for almost 10 years now. That's been the business that I started. And so over time, my students would say to me, you should put a cookbook together, put your recipes in a cookbook. And so that's really what happened. The recipes already existed. And I created the book to just put these tried and true recipes into.
And the photographs are absolutely incredible. You really have a wonderful photographer in Andrew.
Andrew Zuckerman, he is really, truly talented, and it was his idea to take pictures of the food with nothing else really getting in the way. There are no props, there are no, some cookbooks you'll flip through and you'll see dishes and tablecloth and tableware,
right.
And these pictures are just of the food, and it just shows how beautiful the food could be without needing much else.
I know it's not a vegetarian cookbook, but some of the vegetable entrees, is that what you call a main dish, Robin? Entree, look like they could take the place of meat for a vegetarian. Am I right?
Yes, there are lots and lots of salads, lots of fresh vegetable dishes, salads. Because you know what? I also think in this day and age, people are trying to cut away from the carbs and are replacing it with just more vegetables and fresh salads. And this book has tons of those recipes.
And these recipes that you have in there, they're for everyday people. You don't have to have an exotic dinner party to enjoy them. This is something that you can have a balanced diet every day.
Right. Well, that's what I try to show in my recipes, that they're simple, they're easy, they don't require so many ingredients, many of the things you already have in your pantry. And I just try to show people that you don't need much and you don't need to do much, not much time, not much money, to really put together a beautiful, simple, delicious meal.
Has there ever been a time when you were at flavor odds with someone else in your family about one particular recipe?
You know what? One thing,
yes.
one of the things we agree on in my family is that we all love to eat. So that's one area where there isn't much arguing.
All right, let's see. I'm looking at the salmon and croûte. That looks pretty good. That looks like...
Yes.
That looks
That
real
is
good.
salmon. That's a whole side of salmon wrapped in a puff pastry dough. And that's an example of a recipe that people look at it and they're like, wow, that looks so beautiful and professional. And it's really so easy to make.
I didn't realize. I turned to the page previous, and it looks like it's uncooked in that page. Am I right?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So you have the before shot and then the after shot.
And what you also are stressing in your book is that when a person does cook things, they shouldn't be afraid to just add something else if they want to. They should be allowed to express their creativity and come up with a recipe themselves.
That's what I'm always telling people, that, a recipe or a cookbook, it's not a letter of the law. You have the freedom to change it and make it yours and make it the way you like it. If you like spicy foods, throw in a chili pepper. If you love lemon, add a squeeze of lemon. You're in charge, and you have the freedom to do that. And that's what I'm trying to encourage people to do.
I wonder why there are Jewish delis, but there aren't Jewish restaurants, or am I wrong? I don't ever find them. Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think a Jewish restaurant would be a Jewish deli. That's like the typical, pastrami on rye and matzo ball soup.
Yeah.
That's what people think of when people think of kosher food. But this book is so different than that.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to predict. This is going to be the beginning of a kosher restaurant, maybe, or a Jewish restaurant.
Yeah.
Could be. You're not going to go that far. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, because
I'm in New York. Restaurant business is tough everywhere, especially here.
Mm-hmm. Something else wonderful about your book is that when children are learning how to read and how to cook, you have a sort of large print for all of the ingredients. So the child can sit there with their parent at the table and actually do the measuring themselves and learn how to read at the same time.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't only do that for the kids. I really did that for the adults, too. I tried to make the layout as simple as possible because I think people are intimidated enough when it comes to opening a cookbook that I wanted the pages to be as bare, the ingredient list to be as simple, as clear, as legible as possible.
Mediterranean-style sea bass, that you have like a cross-section of that.
Oh, it looks so good,
and
too.
For some reason that appeals. And I mean, I don't know if you would consider that a great photograph. No offense to the photographer. I mean, sure it is. But it's just that there's a cross-section. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's why it is a great photograph. I don't know. You get a sense.
I think I love that. That's one of my favorite pictures. It jumps off the page, and it's just at the bottom, and your eyes just follow it. I love it. I've cooked that a lot. I cooked that on the Today Show not too long ago, and they loved it too.
Should people be serving hors d'oeuvres prior to their regular meal at home every day?
So you know what? To each their own. I like to start with like a big salad or several salads or a few dips. Like I have a great recipe for a 5-minute hummus in there that everybody loves. So I think something you could like dip a piece of bread into is always best.
I have a copy of the cookbook. It's called The Modern Menu, Simple, Beautiful, Kosher. It's a beautiful hardcover cookbook, and it's more than a cookbook. You have some commentary in here as well, I guess some descriptives. And I would like to give it away. So if you want the one I have, you have to be the first person to get through at 622-WOCA. That's the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline. And Kim will tell us how the rest of us can go buy it. We'll start with websites, Kim. Do you have a website?
Yes, you can go to kimkushner.com, which also links to my blog where I put up quick, simple recipes every week. And that's kimkushner.com. You can buy the book also on Amazon.com. Just look up The Modern Menu on Amazon.com. The
Modern Menu. And this is not either. It might be available as an ebook, but if I were you, I'd get the actual book.
Oh, yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I love cooking with a cookbook in my hands. I love feeling the pages. I love reading any book, actually. I love turning the pages. I love books. So I'm all about having the book in your hands.
Kim, the website is all on the WOCA site for those, because I know most listeners to radio are driving. So Robin makes it easy. Go to WOCA.com and you get a chance. Go to the guest list for AM Ocala Live. You'll see Kim's name at 11:05 with the link, kimkushner.com. Great book. Great interview. Thank you so much, Kim.
Thank you so much. Take care. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Bye-bye.
We'll take a break and be right back.
We're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your